Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Soft entrance.
We're back. I was expecting the clap. I had to do it that time. I'm like, wait, Mike, what's happening?
I snapped quietly so that you wouldn't hear it. But I guess
no,
that's
this is a somber movie. I think it fits. Fits
the poster is actually pretty good too because it's really just a guy being all frowny.
Yeah, but man, was he a good lawyer?
Yeah. So I mean, I think in terms of like, we should probably go over.
From the beginning, maybe.
Well, I think too. We should go over with when it comes to our review, and if you have a different opinion on our review, know that our viewing experience was different than yours for sure. Because we watched this on Amazon. They had a sale going on, and it was free to watch it on Amazon, which might be why something was sus. Because it was bad quality, and it was horrible subtitles.
Yeah, so
the worst subtitles we've ever had.
The subtitles were super generic. So like the character would say like 10, 15 words, and the subtitle would be like 3 words.
Yeah. Well, and two,
they had some.
We're
they preserved some of the strong words.
Yes.
Yeah, but so many other subtitles are better. And two, this one was so whack because like the subtitles would be like they would start speaking, and then it would be like a couple seconds, and then
a few seconds after.
But that like messes with your head. I want to know what they're saying right away.
So that kind of needs to do better because I mean Netflix.
Not the movie. We're not
decent.
talking about the movie. We're talking about Amazon.
Just the subtitle track.
This is on.
Yeah. Anyway,
because this was a great movie, and
the movie was very good.
Yeah.
I really wish we would have been able to catch even more of the dialogue.
I know.
But because of the subtitles, we couldn't. And at the very end of the movie, during the credits, there was some dialogue that wasn't showing up. Yeah. And we couldn't see it because the subtitles were gone.
For the Patreon people out there Patreon, you get the whole reactive or like the uncut video of us reacting. So if you watch it along with us, maybe help us out if it looks like we're struggling and comment timestamps on what we,
Biggest thing is the songs, like
songs they didn't have
times. I think Netflix usually has all the songs.
Sometimes. Well, Netflix once in a while
songs is kind of like you kind of knew it, but that ending monologue we didn't have. There was a lot of key points. Where
even during his final statement, it almost seemed that it was not picking up all of his dialogue either. Like the subtitles weren't picking it all up. Even though we got the main gist of it, it was still like weird. So anyway, that's a little disclaimer of why that Amazon Prime sucks.
Right. Amitabh Bachchan.
Deepak Sehgal
is the character's name.
Yes.
And
very good actor.
And the 3 main
he's a veteran, you can tell.
He was in Piku. Yeah, he was very good at his job.
The 3 girls were great too. Tepsi,
she was
Kirti, and Andrea.
Kirti,
they were great. I mean, like,
Andrea. Oh, that's funny.
During the courtroom scenes, it was their acting was so good. It was, it's hard to watch at points because it was just so intense.
I am a sucker for a courtroom drama.
Yeah,
me
too.
It's a good time. It's definitely probably like we probably talked like 3 times in that movie. Like we probably commented on like barely anything.
Yep.
Which I don't know if that'll be that entertaining.
For those people out there who keep telling us not to talk as much.
You didn't comment.
This is your reaction. This is great.
This is also
for you.
your fault because the video is going to be 2 minutes long.
Oh no!
So like, and for those that comment that we understand, but also this is YouTube. This is also a React channel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we have to react. That's the whole point of it. So just so you know.
But the movie itself, what do you guys think of the beginning, middle, end? Like,
I thought you want me to go first?
Sure.
Go
okay. I thought the beginning was a bit slow. I thought that it was fun to kind of get everything like the world built out and just to kind of understand who the pieces are, what the players are. But I felt like the whole beginning, the whole first half was before any courtroom stuff, right?
Yeah,
and
there was quite a bit before.
It felt like a lot. It's not that it was bad necessarily. I did enjoy most of it.
Mm-hmm.
There were some stuff I felt like they were doing just to kind of extend the movie a bit. Mm-hmm. So that was a bit odd. But overall, I thought it was kind of a slower beginning. It was only a 2-hour-long movie.
Yeah, we appreciate
it.
I
think you maybe could have cut out a bit, even though it was a short movie. I think you could have probably like tightened down some stuff, or at least moved stuff along a bit quicker in certain parts too. I don't know. That's what I felt at the beginning. But I liked the beginning part. Where they where they were going with it.
Yeah, and I like how they kept it a mystery at the beginning.
That was really good.
Because they literally, what most movies would have done would be to show that scene of like what actually happened way too early in the movie, and then it's like after that it's like, okay, we know what happened, so like why make a movie about the rest of it, you know?
Right.
But like this was great because then you could really get into the courtroom drama because you're like, wait, we don't know all the details, like we don't know what's true and what's not.
Right.
And then at the very end you see what actually happens and you're like, okay, this is what happened, and the girls were right.
Right. A very similar-ish movie that we've watched recently is Anatomy of the Fall.
Yes.
It is about a
French movie.
It's
French
a French
Oscar.
Is it French?
I think French.
German? French.
Good point.
It's French. No, you're right. It's
I think it is.
It's French. But it's about a courtroom drama, kind of similar. It's about a murder that happened. But there was a few themes. It was kind of the same thing in that movie though, and that's a really good one.
Yeah.
Where it also did that, where it didn't say what happened at the beginning, and it was good that they did that because it kind of kept your intrigue throughout the whole movie, which is needed in this type of courtroom drama. Otherwise, you'll just get too frustrated. Do you know what I mean? If you're also kind of like, I do kind of wonder what's going on, you're kind of a little bit more interested.
Yeah. I think this is kind of interesting because we were predisposed to believe all the women's stories because of how terrible the men acted. Just they were guilty just straight from the start. That's why we were like, okay, this makes total like. I think we were kind of predicting like these guys obviously were taking advantage of these women.
Yep.
But so we kind of predisposed there, but then as the evidence and the cross questioning and everything, cross examining, is completed, then you kind of realize just a little more of the context and a little more of the Deepak does a really good job of bringing that out, and then you're even more firmly on the women's side because of even the cultural context and how that's really examined here in a very clear no means no message. Because I feel like even in certain cultures and even in America sometimes it's different areas, different circumstances.
It's like, the woman's drinking.
Men have more leeway. There's a double standard. It's
all the
double stuff like that. So it's definitely very relevant.
Yeah.
And it was explored in a sensitive manner, I think.
Yeah.
I
agree.
And I like it too. I actually, and I was saying this at the beginning of the movie, or in the middle beginning of the movie, when he's just saying like, no, like we're not gonna, no objection, no objection, no objection.
Yeah, at the beginning when he didn't really engage that too much.
Because their whole thing for that was just setting up the fact that she attacked him, which I think that's a strong thing to do. Is to not that's like that's not our argument, right? I agree. She definitely smacked him in the face.
Yeah,
that's not the argument. The argument is why, right?
Yeah, and establishing self-defense.
Well, right, and the fact that she said no, and like I loved it because what he did is he didn't get like too caught up in all these other side like things like they're sex workers, they're prostitutes, whatever.
Yeah, like
he just kept it in the pocket. He's like, who cares? It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
she said no. Like that's the point, and that's like the core of the argument.
Yeah,
right.
Because it doesn't matter, right? And they're like, what? You know, and
then
you're like, wait a second.
Oh, he's
and
so
then
right.
you realize that
so
even
right.
the payments and all that conjecture that was brought up.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't matter.
He was trying to hit that, and it's like, of course, that's obviously what we're. Because it's strange because like it did explore like the fact that they would, if they actually did want to get paid money, that does open up a can of worms in terms of that is, but it doesn't.
But she still said
you're right,
no,
but it doesn't change the fact that she said no.
And that's what I liked about his argument because even if they did, which I don't actually, I think they didn't.
It was she was said she
just
wanted him to stop talking.
She was
like it was,
which
and that's why the other girl slapped her.
Yeah, but what the heck? Why would you?
I think that was made to just think. old man, did they actually win the case? Well, and I'm not a fan of that. No, Ben,
but she was under a ton of pressure. That guy was getting in her face, and she just wanted to end it.
I can't imagine it do that.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe under that kind of pressure, that could happen if you're like it depends.
I mean, it happens, but it definitely was odd for sure.
Right, because then that kind of undermines everything to an extent. What their other arguments were, because they were all contrary to that strange revelation. Because that just kind of, even though obviously the act is still terrible, it still does undermine their other what they've been saying. So that was a little bit strange. I think a strange choice. I kind of understand where she was. She just wanted it to end, but still, it's such a compelling case. The lawyer's doing a great job,
right?
I
think you could have
she tried to save.
You could have maybe done a different thing that also kind of, because if the point of it was to make it more like, oh, are they going to win? Are they not going to win? They could have maybe thrown something else in there that was true, that maybe made it a little bit more like, wait, whoa, like what the heck, like maybe they like stole his keys or something, right? And then she smashed him on the head with a bottle, and then she like stole something. I don't know, like something maybe that was a bit more, but whatever. It was still good.
I'm just wondering. They could have also been putting it in to show her trying to. I don't know how that saves the other girls though, because it
doesn't. No.
And so I'm a little confused.
That one part where but I like the next part when he needles the other guy.
Oh, that was.
I was just gonna mention that when the lawyer goes after Rajveer. Yeah. And he's like, so do you get angry often almost? And then it just
he's like, why you keep talking about my
escalated.
anger?
Yeah.
Very
and man, and then he said something, Rajveer said something like, oh, they drank and they were basically saying yes, and it's like, and then, no, that's
proved
not
my point.
Yeah,
exactly.
And then that's when like Defect, he just stopped and he's like, okay, that's all I need.
That's all I need.
Yeah, right. And that scene, that was powerful.
It was so good though too, because it's exactly the reaction he wanted, because it's a perfect counter to Prashant, the other lawyer that was trying to get him going.
Yep.
Trying to and got her to say the thing.
Yeah.
So then he was just like, all right, we're playing that game.
Yep.
So then he just needled him, and then got him to really kind of show his true, colors of that.
Yep, that was really well done. I feel like, so for me, this is a strange movie because I didn't really, I understood everything that was going on, but I wasn't really captivated until the last 30 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
So it was a story. I understood the story.
What did you think at the beginning?
I was not a fan.
Yeah, the first half. Yeah,
not a fan. Yeah. So I was just like, okay, this is a little bit melodramatic as well. The music didn't help.
Yeah,
because there were some times where it just like had this epic music, and it's like we don't really need that at this point.
Right.
And then the way they introduced Deepak as kind of like this stoic person, just watching at strange places at strange times. It's like, okay, we get his character. He's probably quiet.
They didn't need to hammer it that hard.
Right. That was a little bit of a strange choice, I think. But the last half hour was he really showed why he's a great actor. And the women as well, and everybody. I mean, everybody was under the cross-examining.
What did you think at the beginning?
I didn't. I thought it was okay. I mean, it was definitely. I mean, it was slow, but like overall, just it started to build up. So like, I didn't think it was the first part. Didn't bother me too much because I know it was building up to something, and just kind of setting the groundwork for what would happen later
in the future.
Yep. So so I didn't mind it quite as much. I did think it was a little weird, how they were portraying the lawyer, like he was watching everything, and it was like kind of weird how. He was kind of came off as creepy sometimes.
He did.
It's like,
wait, we were commenting. We're like, wait,
if you look back at our reacts, you'll see that.
Definitely watch our react.
But I thought about like midway through it, like once the courtroom stuff started, it was even more interesting. So I liked it. I mean, it was a really interesting story. So
yeah, that's good.
But yeah, should we get to our review?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, gotta open up the old letterbox.
Letterbox, guys, let us know if you have a letterbox yet.
One in the chat. Follow us on Letterboxd.
One in the chat if you've done a letterbox.
Yes,
done a letterbox.
Yes, we don't really know if the one in the chats will go. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
In the chats, but we'll see.
This is fairly highly rated.
Yeah,
I know.
Oops.
Okay, we're ready,
right.
boys.
I got my rating. Let's
I think we're
everybody
similar.
lock your ratings in.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I just want to look at what the kind of the fan consensus is.
It's overall really high. Yeah.
Yeah. Not many ones. There's still some ones just randomly.
There's always a hater.
Yeah. There's
the unrated mean is 8.1, which is the
same
current.
As the,
yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
But that's wild. Lots of 10s, lots of 9s, lots of 8s. That's
most common is 8.
Right.
No, most common is 10.
Do you want to go first, Ben, or Isaac? Or
yeah, I can go first. 3.5 out of 5 for me.
Oh, okay.
I don't think the first half was good enough to really hold your attention the entire way through. But yeah, otherwise it was very affecting and very well done.
Sure.
Yeah, I gave it a 3.5 also.
I did too.
All right. Well, then we're all
even
though we had,
it kind of sounded like we were in the same boat.
Yeah,
like it was not necessarily like a great movie.
No, but there were individual moments of really, really.
And the thing is,
powerful.
Really right? Obviously, the message is a good message.
Yeah.
But just in terms of a movie, I think there were some parts they could have improved on.
Right. Yeah.
But honestly, like one of the reasons why it's a 3.5, not a 3, as well, is because it was not long, and while there were maybe some slower parts, they didn't overextend a lot of parts that other movies have in the
past. If this was 3 hours or 2.5 hours, I think that would be even.
In my opinion, because I don't think there was unless they added way more to make it more of that length. This was a good length for what it was, right? It was pretty simple and contained, kind of like Anatomy.
I agree.
That movie is.
That's also true, and that's why it's not anything higher than 3.5 too. Because Anatomy of a Fall, I thought was very well done and was a courtroom drama.
Yeah, which I don't. Oh yeah, I rated that. That's overall, I was flabbergasted by that one.
Yeah. So. Overall, I thought the courtroom scenes were really good. That ending statement was so good. I mean, when he just said no to the judge, he's like no,
the other guy had
and then you're like, right when he said no, I'm like, oh, I know where he's going with this, and it was just such a good.
It was so
simple conclusion, but so solid. Yeah,
I totally agree.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks guys for the recommendation. It was a good movie.
Let us know what we should watch next in the Google Forms. Yeah. Google Forms is how we figure this out.
Yep. Check out the YouTube community tab.
And then
we
go to
post
Patreon.
Updates there.
Patreon is how actually it gets voted. So it goes to Forms. That's our House of Representatives.
Yep.
Then it goes to the Senate.
Which is we're the
and then we make the
executive order.
We've never vetoed anything, but
we've
never needed to. But if there's ever
there's anything too naughty,
we might have to veto it.
Anyways,
guys, let us know. Have a good one.
See ya.
Bye.